This is The College Edge, the show about your real options after high school. Your hosts are Robbie and Terry, both 15. Every week they compare the paths ahead and what actually pays off in the long run.
Welcome back to The College Edge, the show about your real options after high school. I'm Terry.
And I'm Robbie, and today we're asking the big question, does a diploma actually matter, or is it just expensive paper?
Spoiler alert. It depends on the diploma, the field, and honestly what you do with it.
Let's start with the raw numbers. Someone with a bachelor's degree earns about 65% more per week than someone with just a high school diploma.
That's not a small gap. Over a lifetime, we're talking roughly $1 million more in earnings.
$1 million. That's a lot of avocado toast, Terry.
Please never say avocado toast again. But here's the twist, that average hides a ton of variation.
Right, because a philosophy degree from a pricey private school hits different than a nursing degree from a state school.
Nursing grads are basically walking job offers. Philosophy grads are walking questions.
Which is very on brand for philosophy. But seriously, field of study matters more than almost anything.
Engineering, computer science, nursing, accounting, those tend to pay off fast and consistently.
Meanwhile, some degrees have median starting salaries that barely clear $30,000 a year.
And if you borrowed $80,000 to get there, the math gets painful really quickly.
So the diploma isn't the ceiling. The debt-to-income ratio is a ceiling, a wall, and the floor.
Now, let's talk about what a degree actually signals to employers, because it's not just about the skills.
It signals you can commit to something for 4 years and finish it. That's not nothing.
Some employers call it a credential filter. They use the degree just to narrow the applicant pile.
Which feels a little unfair, but also kind of explains why so many job postings require a degree for work that doesn't really need one.
That's called degree inflation, and it's been creeping up for decades.
A receptionist job in the 1980s, high school diploma. Same job today, bachelor's preferred.
The job didn't change. The gatekeeping did.
So does that mean you have to get a degree just to stay competitive, even if the job doesn't need one?
For some fields, honestly, yes. For others, certifications and portfolio work are genuinely flipping the script.
Tech is the classic example. Google, Apple, IBM, they've all dropped degree requirements for many roles.
Because if you can write code that works, nobody's asking where you learned it.
About 45% of jobs in the United States now say they're open to skills-based hiring over degree requirements.
That number is growing, but slowly, and it's not evenly spread across industries.
Law, medicine, engineering with a capital E, those still have locked gates that a degree is literally the key to.
You cannot argue your way into a courtroom without passing the bar, and you cannot pass the bar without a law degree.
Some ceilings are regulatory, not just cultural. That's a different kind of wall.
So what's the actual takeaway? Is college worth it or not?
The answer is a deeply satisfying "it depends," which I know sounds like a cop-out, but is genuinely true.
It depends on the program, the costs, the field, your goals, and whether there's a smarter path to the same place.
A 2-year associate's degree in a high-demand trade can outpay a 4-year degree for the first decade of your career.
Electricians, vac techs, dental hygienists, solid salaries, low debt, high demand.
The ceiling isn't always higher just because the building took longer to get into.
That is actually a great metaphor, Robbie. I'm impressed.
I have my moments. The point is, know what ceiling you're aiming for before you pick your ladder.
Research salary outcomes for specific programs, not just general degree categories.
Look at graduate debt loads, not just tuition stickers. Scholarships and aid can completely change the equation.
And don't count out alternatives like apprenticeships, boot camps, or starting a business before assuming college is the only move.
The diploma is a tool, not a destiny. Use it strategically or find a better tool for your specific job.
Well said. The real ceiling is the one you build yourself by not doing your homework, no pun intended.
Pun absolutely intended. Thanks for listening, and remember, know your numbers, know your field, and know your options.
That's the college edge for this week. Stay sharp out there.
See you next week on The College Edge.